If you are on the phone during that time, I think most people know, press *6 and you will be able to unmute yourself and talk to the group. And during the meeting, no racism, sexism, homophobia, or swearing. We are passionate people, but please keep your passion and anger for change, not against one another. And now we start with Alejandro, and he is going to talk with about. He's going to talk about the land acknowledgement.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alejandro, and I'm going to make the land acknowledgement. We, the members of ACORN, acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13th, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaty signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands. So now I would like to introduce to you Abdullah, who will make introductions and ask for a round of names. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro. Welcome, everybody. In this round of introductions, I would please ask you to say your name, your building's address, how long you've been a member of ACORN, and I would like to please ask you to keep it short because we'll have an open discussion later to share any issues or concerns. And if you have the chat option, you can please send Andrew a chat with your phone number or email to follow up if you do want to contribute to the open discussion. I will just go one by one. I guess I'll introduce myself first. My name is Abdullah Nakvi. I live in the Annex. I'm part of the downtown chapter, of course. And I've been a member of ACORN for what feels like 2 years, but I've lost track of time. I will next allow Leslie. Go ahead, Leslie, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Hello. Okay, good. I'm Leslie Hill. I've been a member of ACORN for about 3 years, I think now, and I live in the downtown area of Bathurst and DuPont.
Excellent.
Bathurst and DuPont.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Leslie. Welcome. James
Thank you.
Wood. James, do we have you? Would you like to introduce yourself?
James Wood, did you say?
Yes, you're the one.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm James Wood. I live in the downtown section on St. Mary Street.
Excellent.
I've been a member of ACORN for just a little over a year.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. Dan Bingham, if you'd like to speak.
Good evening, folks. Good to see Alejandro again, right? We're at the City Hall meeting. And again, I've been with ACORN for a couple of years now. I'm also on like 5 other boards as well, including Toronto Harm Reduction. And I also am on the board of directors for the Village by the Grange. So I've got both sides, management and activism. And
wow.
Yeah, glad to see. Hopefully we can get some stuff done tonight.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dan. Thanks for being here. Next, we will have Firdaus. Good seeing you, Firdaus.
Hi, everyone. I live by Bathurst and Eglinton at 15 Shalmore, and I've been a member since November or so of 2020. So good to see you again, everyone, and Happy New Year, if I've not said that last month.
Excellent. Thanks. Thank you, Firdaus. Vesna, would you like to go next?
Sure. I live on Tyndall Avenue. That's east edge of Parkdale, near King and Dufferin. And I've been member of ACORN for maybe 3 months, but officially for maybe just a week. Yeah, yeah. I just got full membership a week ago, so must be the newest member here.
Excellent. Well, you've been a member in spirit for a couple of months then. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be here.
Excellent. Alex Sufford, if you'd like to introduce yourself next.
Hey everyone, my name's Alex. I live downtown on King between University and Spadina. I've been involved for just like about a month or so, so just getting my feet wet.
Welcome. Good to see you today. Krishna, would you like to go next? Excellent. Thank you so much, Krishna. Good seeing you. Tess Duber.
Hi, this is my first meeting, so thank you for having me. I live at Bathurst and Ulster. I'm in the Harvard Village area. I'm excited to be here and figure out what all you are doing, get more involved. I've been following what you guys have been doing for a few months, but this is my first time coming to a meeting.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Love to have the numbers. Next, we will have Kevin.
Hello, am I here?
Hi. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay?
Yes. Is this Kevin?
I'm on the phone and the
Okay.
computer.
Okay.
Can you hear
Perfect.
me?
I see. Yes, we
Can
can.
you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
we
I'm
can.
Kevin and hello? Yeah, okay. I'm Kevin. I'm in the Bathurst and DuPont area, and I've been a member for at least 5 years with Acorn. And I'm looking forward to the trip in June coming up, and the Acorn trip. It'll be my third trip, so it's going to be great. Anything else I should mention?
No, I think that's great. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for being a member for so long. Appreciate that. Yeah. Next, I'd like to ask Teresa to introduce themselves.
Yes. Hi, it's Teresa. I live on Chichester Road at Bathurst and St. Clair, and I've been a member about 2 years.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. I have someone with a bunch of question marks as a name. Would you like to speak up?
I screwed up. I was trying to rename them based on their phone number, and I messed it up. So I don't know.
Well, if that person knows who they are, if they'd like to speak up, otherwise we can move on. That's okay too. Okay. Olivia Baker Sullivan, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi there, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi there. Thanks so much. My name's Olivia. I live in the Cabbagetown area. I've been a member of Acorn since March. Wow, March. So it's been almost a year. Wow. March of 2021. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. And I think the final person that hasn't introduced themselves besides the organizers, Janine Carter.
Hello?
You are unmuted.
Hi, go
Hello?
ahead, please.
Yes, Janine Carter. I live at Bloor and Dovercourt, and I've been involved for about a year and a half.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Great to have you. And I guess Rama, if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I am the chair of downtown chapter of Acorn, and I have been a member since 2004, so it's like 18 years. I'm a member of Acorn, and I live at Jarvis and Wells.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, Alejandro, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Alejandro. I'm a member of Acorn for the last 2 years, and I live in the downtown Toronto, so I'm a member of the downtown chapter of Acorn. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. If there's anyone that I've missed, please speak up. Otherwise, I will move on.
I'm Andrew. I'm staff.
Excellent. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, everyone knows Andrew, and I guess Caitlin, if you'd like to say hi, also, that's cool.
Yeah, hi, I'm Caitlin, staff with Acorn.
Excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for the introductions. Next, I'd like to allow Vesna to make an introduction about what Acorn is.
Acorn is a community action group made up of low to moderate income people for fighting for social and economic justice. Acorn started in 2004 in Western Toronto, and we now have over 140,000 members organized into 24 neighborhood chapters in 9 cities across Canada. We fight for many different issues like fair banking, affordable housing, disability rights, healthy homes, rent control, raising the minimum wage, affordable internet, and much more.
Affordable internet, yeah.
Rama, would you like to provide recent updates next?
Well, actually, Alejandro is going to talk about 2 items, and then we are going for brainstorming.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Alejandro. If we could ask people not speaking to just mute yourselves, just so there's no extraneous noise, that would be great.
I think I'm going to speak about the 2 very recent updates regarding the work that we have been doing at City Hall. So one of them, it's predatory lending. So we just got City Council to move forward on limiting the number of predatory lenders that can cluster in low and moderate income neighborhoods. That happens because most of those predatory lenders, we're talking about Money Mart, MoneyGram, Easy Financing, they like to, quote unquote, lend money to poor and low income families, knowing very well that they will never going to be able to pay. So that's terrible what they're doing. And we're trying to remove or reduce the number of those predatory lenders in poor and low income neighborhoods. The city planning department didn't want to create a minimum distance separating predatory lenders, but we were able to get City Council to go against planning staff, and there will be a report back later in this year. So we still need to work on that. We need to keep the pressure because it's really terrible what predatory lenders are actually doing to people. The second item that I would like to talk is about the city budget. So right now, councilors and the mayor and the mayor's office are working to develop what's the city budget for the different services and departments throughout the city. So that's going to happen on February the 17th. That's going to be the final votes for City Council. And we are working with allies to put money in city budget for housing. We desperately need to get funding for housing, affordable, social. There I know there is the rent bank, and we have made very important gains last year especially. So we need to make sure that people have all the resources to access housing. Another key demand from Acorn are the funding from Rent Safe to hire more bylaw officers and the rent grant program to be made permanent. So this is a very important work that we've been doing since last year. We want to increase the number of bylaw officers so that they can go and do the inspections inside buildings where people live and get them penalties to the landlords if they don't meet their obligations in terms of maintenance, repair, pest control, fire safety issues, elevators, and so on. We also are asking to increase the funding for affordable internet and for childcare fees. So this is what we've been doing. This is the last 2 updates that we have with the city. So don't forget that on February 17th is going to be the budget. and we need to take some action to make sure that all our demands are met. So I'll pass it out to Rama for a local brainstorm. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, this is the time for brainstorming. So we are going to talk about any issues that affects us or our neighborhood, our community, the city, anything that you want to talk about. This is the time to talk. And any suggestions you have for actions by Acorn to be done, as I said, this is the time to talk about it. So the floor is open. Let's hear from our members, any suggestions that you might have, any issues that you want to bring up, and we are listening. Who wants to talk first? Okay, I want to talk first. Let me talk first. Is that the city is going to bring out its budget. They are going to vote for their budget 17th of February. And we can have some action or demonstrations or phone action to have an effect on the city budget. So anything that Acorn wants to do, we can have during this time until 17th of February, we can bring it up, we can have demonstrations, phone calls. So I just want to hear from the members any suggestions for a phone campaign or a demonstration for any part of the city budget that you have in mind.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, Olivia, go ahead.
Hi there. I guess there was part of the, well, I don't know, I hope this is relating to your question, but I was talking to someone today about the survey that we had done and how part of the problem with getting some people I knew to sign was trouble with like needing references from old landlords to get other places and that sort of maintenance thing. I don't know if that's something, I know we're already actioning it, but I don't know if part of that action is, what's what I'm looking for? If like part of that action already kind of considers that maintenance should be, I guess like, I don't know, just that referral element makes it really hard for people to feel like they could fill out the survey and all that. So I don't know if that helps.
Oh, okay. Anybody wants to talk about this or get in touch with Olivia or anyway, thank you very much, Olivia. Okay, Dan, go ahead. Remember that you can actually, the people who are on computer, you can use the reaction thing that is at the bottom of the screen and you can raise your hand. There is an option there for raise your hand so I can see that you have raised your hand and you want to talk. Okay, Dan, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm aware of the hand thing. I'll do it next time. So do you see the city just announced the approval of garden houses? I don't know if I'm using the right term. That's where you can actually build a small dwelling on your property, you know, so they're using this as their line that they're, you know, to help us get housing, right? I think we need to do some investigation into the effectiveness and how much this is going to help us at all, because I think it's a very small Band-Aid solution at the best. And it is also a way that people can actually take advantage of the new developers when they're building places that are going to make changes. If anybody knows anything more about that, I would be interested in learning, right? You know, I got to tell you, we're fighting an uphill battle, right? Because there's the city has shown signs that, you know, the approval council, that they're in bed with developers big time. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist kind of guy, right? But those people have lobbyists and they have money to add to campaigns, and they make deals like, you know, green space or whatever and all this kind of stuff, and then, you know, ignore that affordable housing on this. So I think we got to do something to make sure that the city takes our priorities as important as the developers. I don't know if we can do this, but I think we should have it on our focus.
Okay, thank you, Dan. So probably, yeah, we can have something going on about that. Andrew, can we have it in mind for future actions probably?
Yeah, we had like a demand around like rent control and garden suites. I don't know if it would have been legal, but that was one thing.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. I see Casper has his hand up. Casper, go ahead, please.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I would like to bring up an issue of accountability when it comes to not-for-profits receiving large amounts of funding for in the name of affordable housing, and then there's no accountability to the existing tenants. Yesterday there was a stabbing right next to me in the building, and it's like there's no it just seems like there's no accountability for, you know, when we're pursuing this affordable housing issue, the homeless issue, and low income tenants. Like it's like we've been kind of shoved into the same you know, the same category. And you know, in our case, you know, we're working low income working tenants, building nice. It wasn't the best place in the world, but hey, it was good. But since this takeover, it's just been one issue. It's like 100 issues have come at us as tenants that we can't cope with. And as I said yesterday, there was a stabbing right, like literally a few feet away from me. And it doesn't seem like there's any accountability from the City of Toronto, the organization that got the money to house people. I think they are in bed with the.
Hello?
Hello. I'm not finished. I think they are in bed with the developers in terms of trying to get quick housing solutions. So it isn't. It needs to be. It seems like there's no accountability for the existing tenants here, in terms of health and safety, and also like there's been 1,000 things that I don't want to get into right now, but I bring it up at all the meetings, but it just doesn't seem to be. You know, on the agenda. I think that for the amount of money that was given out to this organization, the public funding, and the amount of people that are being housed is not actually effective. Hello?
Okay, thank you, Casper.
Hello? I
Is there
did
any
not raise my hand.
Oh, yeah, let us first talk to Casper, and then.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you can talk. So where are you located? What is this building and what's the.
Can I say one thing?
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I emailed emailed your landlord, Casper, and I got a report on a bunch of stuff. So I don't know if you want me to like share that with you like after the meeting or something. Maybe it'd be good to have some information. I don't know.
Well, they have their own story that they're telling people.
Yeah, but you can see what they say, and then you can determine if it's true or not. You know what I mean? And then we can respond and say, you know, this is true, this is not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've already heard various versions of the story from various meetings that they've held, But again, there's a huge gap between what
Hello?
they say and what actually is happening in the building.
Okay, thank you, Casper. I think we can probably we can have an action. Can you get in touch with Andrew, please? I don't know if you
I've been
have
trying to do that. Yes.
yeah, and see if we can have an action there. Because we are short of time, so I'm going to ask Leslie. Is Leslie?
Yes, I'm here. I'm only on the phone, so I can't raise my hand.
Okay, no problem. So
That's why I've been trying to do this. And
okay.
I'm willing to help out in any way possible, except for anything that requires the phone section, because I'm only doing this on the phone. So if you have any actions needed or ideas, I'm willing to help Acorn with the downtown chapter and everything.
Thank you very much.
So I just wanted to offer my help. It's Leslie Hill.
Yeah, that's great. And also other members, if you can do that through the phone campaigns, I think that is, I mean, take part in the phone campaigns. That's the easiest way to do it. You can actually leave your names with Andrew or Caitlin, and they will get in touch with you when we need phone campaigns. Okay, let's.
I can't do it. I can't do that. Sorry.
Okay, we have your name here. Yeah, so they will write down your name. So the thing is that I see other members here that haven't. Oh, I see Ferdos. Ferdos, you have raised your hand. Go ahead, please.
Sure. I just have, I just read in the paper, I'm sure many people have the Metrolinx, and I can't remember where Metrolinx falls under, whether it's under the city or the province. I suspect the province. And they sold a fairly large piece of land to a developer, but without any affordable housing commitments from the developer. So that could be sales by Metrolinx and so on, could be an opportunity as well. That's something we could, and I don't know which jurisdiction it falls under, but that's something we can look into as well. And that would fit into everything else that Acorn is doing in that area. So that's just a suggestion.
Thank you very much for those. Yeah, we will have it in mind. Thank you. And now I'm going to ask some of our newer members that probably haven't taken part in the meetings before and haven't spoken to tell us more about themselves and why they are here, what did, when did they, how did they know about Acorn? I start with Krishna. Krishna, do you want to talk?
Oh.
Krishna? Okay. Okay, let's hear from Teresa. Teresa?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I actually have a question, and I would really appreciate maybe some advice and guidance from the members here regarding a problem that I've been having in my apartment for over a year, and I had brought it up, I think, in another meeting. And I'm finding it very difficult dealing with my management. It's in regards to elevator noise in my apartment, which has been going on for over a year since I transferred into this unit. And I was able to get a letter of, a support letter of reference from Jill Andrews, our MPP, and Josh Matlow, City of Toronto. I have a doctor's note, and also Catholic Family Services has started seeing a counselor because this noise and problems just been driving me absolutely up the wall. And all these letters had been sent to DMS Property Management here, stipulating that the noise problem has been going on for a long time for me to get a transfer. Even the doctor's letter had said that, for health reasons, mental and physical, I need to get a transfer because of the noise. And I've had City of Toronto noise inspector come in, and he verified the noise. But to date, I'm still sitting in the same noisy apartment with boxes. I'm moving boxes from a year ago, waiting for a transfer, looking for an apartment, but it's really hard because the rent in Toronto is so high, and I'm a pensioner on a low-income pension. And in the course of this year, or last year, I should say, 2 apartments did come available. And property management didn't tell me about it, even though I had put in a request for a transfer. And I only found out about them because these apartments were down the hallway, and I knew the neighbors. So I did tell DMS that I did want, the first apartment that came available. But thank God, as they were doing the renovations, and they left the door open during the evening, and walking by, I just peeked in. But anyways, I heard that there was not only elevator noise in that apartment, but also noise under the sink. Seems every time the upstairs tenant used the water tap. So I didn't take the apartment. I mean, it would have been lovely, but I don't want to deal with any more noise. And then the other apartment, I learned had cockroaches in it. And DMS wanted me to sign a lease, even though I knew that there were cockroaches. And he says, we'll have it sprayed, blah, blah, blah. But this property management has proved itself to be not trustworthy. So, as I mentioned, I got all these support letters from all these people, and DMS has not responded. They had put forward that I have to sign a release form, which absolves them of any legal actions that I could take as a tenant in regards to my noise complaints. And they says, that I only with signing this lease will I be able to get a transfer, which basically takes away all my rights, not only regards to the noise complaints here, but it states with any and all noise in and around the whole building with no time limit. And so all these letters that are sent by all these individuals, did bring up, like, why am I being made to sign this, release form? And since all these letters were sent, I have not got a response. So what do I do?
Yeah, Teresa, I hear you. That about how Acorn can help you. That's your question, as far as I understand. Or Andrew, is there a way that Acorn could be active?
I don't understand the question. You're asking if you should sign a relocation agreement?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to sign a relocation agreement because it takes away my legal tenant rights to complain about noise. And they've already shown me that they were willing to put me into another noisy apartment. So that's why they wanted me to sign a noise release. And when I moved into the next apartment, they knew obviously it was noisy. And thank God that I found out before I even signed the release. So I want to know, like, I tried all venues by getting all these support letters, and DMS has not even bothered to respond to them or to me. And I don't know, like, what is there left to do?
Because you want to move to a different place than what they offered you. I mean, I could tell you after this, Teresa. It kind of seems like it's more of an individual question. I don't think anyone here is really in a position to give you advice on how to live your life.
No, it's not how to live my life. It's how to proceed as a tenant, dealing with a very corrupt, property management who doesn't respect tenants' rights.
So, anybody has any suggestions here? I see Vesna has her hand up. You are muted.
I just want to ask, what is the relocation agreement? I've never heard of it.
Oh, what it is, they put a form together, and it's called the release form. And the release form basically says that I, Teresa, blah, 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 will not take any legal action against, DMS Property Management in regards to any noise complaints that I've had, in Unit 1506 or any noise in around 31 Chichester Road. So that means not only in my current apartment, but if I move into another apartment here, transfer, that I can't complain about noise. And there are apartments sometimes in this building that are very noisy, like my apartment. And one of the apartments that I was considering to move into.
Teresa, what is the payoff for you giving up the rights to complain about a noise? Do they guarantee you that they're going to get you into a different apartment sooner, or there is absolutely no benefit to you, just to them with that agreement? That's the part I don't understand.
Oh, okay. I hear you. The benefit would be for them.
But
okay.
Not for you, nothing for you.
No, because
stop complaining.
That's right, because if I move into another apartment, like I was ready to move into the one down the hallway, the first one, there would have been noise, and I wouldn't have been able to complain or take any, stance for it to be absolved. And they've already shown me that, they're not interested in working with tenants. They just want to collect rent. Now, I was willing, before I found out about the noise, to even sign the release form because I believed that the apartment was quiet. But then when I found out it was noisy, then I got, the wind of what they were trying to do is to have me sign a release form, get me to another apartment, which would be noisy, and I can't complain.
Can I just ask you a question? Did you feel when you got that agreement that if you behave like a good girl and sign the agreement, you might get your transfer sooner? But if you don't, the punishment might be meted out. Did you feel like it was a sort of emotional blackmail, or how did that feel to you?
It felt prejudicial. It felt they were trying to silence me, and obviously they must have known that there was noise in the apartment that I was going to be moving in, because otherwise why would they want me to sign this release form where I couldn't complain about any future apartment noise? So I felt like they don't care. They don't care, it's like what they want me to do is just sign a release form so I don't complain about noise. Now, it was not my interest to take them into any legal action because I just wanted peace and quiet. But at the same time, I really resent being put in a situation as a tenant where I can't complain about noise, and yet they want my rent. And I've been paying rent for almost a year.
Okay, Teresa.
And your mouth shut. I understand that. That to me, that's like emotional blackmail. But
Teresa, I did a search when you were talking. Have you been in touch with your MPP, Jill Andrew?
Yes, as I mentioned, her office did send a letter to DMS. It was a support letter saying, basically that I got in touch with them, that, she supports my request for a transfer. Also, Josh Matlow sent such a letter, also Catholic Family Services, and even my doctor wrote a note saying that I don't know what's left.
Yeah, because Acorn does like group actions. If you can find some tenants in your building who are willing to work with you, we Acorn can send you other people to take part in an action if you want to have an action. And for that, you can get in touch with Andrew and see if we can arrange an action in your building. And just for the sake of time, I have to go and ask other people.
Yes.
Also. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask, let me see, I had Tess here. Is she still? Yeah, Tess. Do you want to talk about anything, bring up any issues, any questions? I think you are a new member.
Yeah, I am a new member. I don't really have anything in particular that I needed to share today. I was mostly just interested in listening and hearing about how these meetings go and all that.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much for being present at the meeting, and we hope that you join ACORN and be a member and take part in our actions this. And also, I think James is new, James Wood. Do you want to introduce yourself and bring up any issues that you have in your mind? James Wood. I see your name here and you are on the phone. Okay, so let's ask other. Alex, anything you want to talk about?
No, everything that Acorn's calling for for the city budget sounds good. Like I'm fully in support of all that.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's see. We talked with Ferdos.
Kevin wanted to say something, I thought.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin wants to talk, or Leslie?
More Kevin. He told me he had something to say about this building.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to ask Kevin. Kevin, anything you want to talk about?
Dear, are you still there? We live in the same building.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin is right now because he's not muted as far as I can say.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, probably
My
he will
main
talk.
thing is just,
Yeah, probably
I can
we'll talk later. Let's ask Janine. Janine?
Okay.
Okay, Janine. And did I ask Olivia? I don't think. Oh,
Hello?
Janine, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I don't have any particular issues. So thanks for asking.
Okay, Janine. Thank you very much for attending the meeting and hope to have you in our future actions. I see Olivia. Olivia?
Hi there. Yeah, I think last time actually we were on a call, I meant to join a group that was going to do an action for Wi-Fi, but I didn't stay on it. So I'd probably look to stay on that and message Andrew about it, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. Andrew, so is your action about about Wi-Fi in the city?
We had a meeting with ConnectTO.
Oh, okay.
Recently. There's an update later. My bad, Olivia, if I didn't get you to that meeting. I'm so sorry. I know.
Oh, that's okay. It was the holiday, so it happens. Yeah, awesome. I guess if there's any follow-up with that, then I can be on that.
Okay. Thank you, Olivia. Have I forgotten anybody here? I asked Krishna. Krishna, are you on now? Do you hear me? Okay, thank you, Krishna. It's, yeah, community housing has got lots of problems. One of the things that you can do, you can get the flyers from Acorn and you can distribute it in your building and let other tenants know about Acorn. And so you can make a community of people, like-minded people, who are prepared and willing to do some action. And then if you have an action in mind, any way that you want to do that, you can get in touch with Acorn and then we can support, I mean, more people or advice or anything that will help you. I know community housing has got lots of problems, but I think the first step would be to get in touch with people, to bring them together, your friends in the building, talk to them about an action, and get in touch with Acorn. And we can help you and advise you in things that you can do.
Like, okay. Krishna, would you either, we have an office pretty close to you at Pape Station. Like, would you want to come by the office? We could talk, make an organizing plan, or we could give some flyers to you to hand out in the building, and then we could door knock later. I can, do you have a phone or an email I can reach you at? I know, but we have like 40,000 emails in Toronto. So what's your email? Yeah, put it in the chat. Because we could, if you're willing to flyer the building, then we could have an organizer door knock there as well, and then, you know, try to get people organized and have a meeting or have an action or whatever.
Okay, thank you, Krishna. And anybody else wants to talk? Anything in your life? Any issues you want to talk about? This is the last chance to talk. Otherwise, we will go to the next part of the meeting.
I just raised my hand.
Oh, I saw your hand. Okay, right. I saw your hand right now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. When I was asking Teresa if she felt emotionally blackmailed when she got that transfer agreement, she said, I had a personal experience. I wish I knew about Acorn when I lived at 10 Glen Everest Road. That's a 17-story building in Scarborough, right by the Rosetta McLean Garden, Memorial Garden. And it was not very good building, because it was built to be a hotel. So most of the apartments were bachelor and junior one bedrooms, and there were a lot of single seniors living there. But at one point, they started bringing in people straight from the correctional facilities into that building. And then you had all these serious seniors having to live in literally recovering criminals. There was a bullet hole in the elevator door on my floor. So the atmosphere was as it was, but the superintendent, I think he was the biggest gangster of all. He wanted me to join his church in order to do repairs at the apartment. Would you believe it? I mean, if that's not emotional blackmail, I don't know what is. And of course, I didn't want to join. There was mold. I had my baby there. I moved out of that building after trying to move out for so many years. When my daughter was 2.5 years old, that's how long it took me to get a decent transfer. I had like a, I guess, 8-inch stack of documentation on things that needed to be done in the apartment that haven't been done and that I tried to get done, and it wouldn't happen because I wouldn't join that freaking church. It just slid by. Nothing ever happened to that superintendent. I think that's outright criminal. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, definitely. That's very strange that somebody asks you to join their church to do anything for you. Yeah. you could have complained about that.
Yeah, well, I got the health inspector to come in and other people, and they realized that there was a lot of mold. And then when he would let them in, he kept telling them how I created the mold problem myself. Well, the central vent in the building wasn't working for years, and it took cleaning that vent for the ventilation to finally start working. How I could have created mold problem myself when the vent wasn't working. But it was just like it was just an awful situation for a single woman to be exposed to that. It's really unpleasant.
Yeah,
I wish I knew about Acorn then. I wish I knew where to turn for help, but I didn't.
Okay, now you are at Acorn, so
Yes.
that's
No,
late,
it
but
is no problems that I could really think of worth reporting. Thank God this is a much better place. It's also
okay.
community housing. It's half market value, half subsidized, but it's much better maintained.
Okay, and then you can, if you don't have an issue in your building, you can help others who have issues in their buildings. I mean, by taking part in Acorn actions, as everybody knows.
Yeah.
So in the interest of time, I am going to transfer to Abdullah. Abdullah, it's about rent relief. He's going to talk.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rama, and thank you everyone for bringing your issues to us today. So rent relief with regards to our municipal updates. Because of Acorn members taking action, Toronto's Rent Bank had a one-year pilot project offering non-repayable grants instead of loans. Normally, that would be a program that we would have to, that tenants who are unable to pay their own rent would have to pay back. And that turned into a pilot project that became non-repayable grants, which is an amazing, a huge win for tenants. We've been demanding rent relief since the pandemic began. Of course, we had Ontario-wide stuff, and then that lapsed, and we've gone back and forth between having the city see people as being expendable and not. So it's really nice to see that big win for tenants. We also won a $4.5 million, an extra $4.5 million for the program to cover the conversion to grants, to make the grants retroactive to the start of COVID. So not just going forward, but all the loans that might have happened since the beginning of COVID were converted to grants, and Acorn won $4.5 million extra dollars to make that happen. We've already heard from tenants that were able to access this grant. So, it's definitely possible. It's available for you there. So if you or anyone would be interested in applying, please let Andrew know. We don't want anyone being evicted just because they're unable to pay rent, especially when you have this excellent resource at your fingertips. So please, if you or anyone is struggling with making rent, please let Andrew know, and we will help you. And finally, we're fighting to make this permanent through the budget process. It's not just going to be a COVID thing. I think COVID has really exposed a lot of the problems that we have societally and fiscally and monetarily, and I think those problems will continue even after COVID. So we're fighting to make this permanent through the budget process. Our council allies think that we're going to win at least another year of the grant, and every bit of your support helps. So thank you everyone for being here. Next, I will pass to Rama to talk about rent evictions and resisting them. Oh, sorry. If Dan, would you like to speak?
Just
Sorry.
one real quick question about these the grants. Could you just describe that a little bit more, so that I'm with St. Stephen's, the Members Advocacy Committee. So I know there are people that could use the help. Right. So
of course, yeah.
I don't know, maybe if you don't mind, maybe you could send me an email or something like that describes it a little better, save some time tonight, or unless you want to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew, I don't know if you want to talk about it or just send Dan an email for the interest of time. It's completely up to you.
I'll send you an email, but just so everyone knows, it's like if you're in rent arrears and you have an eviction notice, you can contact the rent bank, and they'll hook you up with like 2 to 3 months of your rent, and then they'll also work with EPIC, which is eviction prevention in the community, try to negotiate something with your landlord so that you don't get evicted. If that makes sense, Dan?
Yeah, it makes sense. It sounds fantastic. And yeah, if you could send me an email so that I can tell people it's not just my interpretation of what you said. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you for the work you do, Dan. Appreciate it. And now I will pass to Rama, unless anyone else has any questions, in which case.
Okay, so it's about resist renovictions that everybody knows that some landlords just have an excuse that we want to renovate the building, and they evict the tenants and then they increase the rents. So because of work of ACORN members, City Council has been looking closely at creating a renoviction bylaw, similar to what ACORN won in British Columbia. Last year in June, 15 ACORN members spoke to councillors about their experience with renovation and how the city must have a bylaw to protect tenants. ACORN members have been fighting to include demovictions as well. So now we are pushing the city to include demovictions in this policy as well as renovictions. The vote on a new renovictions policy was originally coming back in December, but will be delayed, and we are not sure until what time. So if anyone is facing a renoviction or demoviction, please get in touch with us, with ACORN. And if you want to get involved in the campaigns that we have against renoviction and demoviction, please let Andrew know, and we will be very happy to have your help in this matter. And anybody wants to talk about it right now, or we can go to Internet for All by Alejandro. Okay, Alejandro, go ahead, please.
Thank you again. So I'm going to speak about one of the important campaigns that we've been doing for quite a while already, and we've been making gains. That's that we need to have universal access to internet. It depends on the income of the persons, but we're asking for every family or household not to pay more than $10 a month for internet service. So many actions that we had done, all of us ACON members, is that we got the city council to vote on favor on a municipal broadband program called ConnectTO. The ConnectTO program is starting as a pilot program in the neighborhoods of Jane and Finch, Golden Mile, that is in the Scarborough Center, and Malvern, which is also in Scarborough, but in the north side of Scarborough. Those are going to be the first target areas for ConnectTO, and they're going to start as a pilot program, but the goal is to expand this throughout the city. There have been delays on this program. There were no proposals put in to deliver the pilot projects, but we did win free Wi-Fi in city parks and in city buildings last year. There are 300 city-owned buildings slated for free Wi-Fi by 2024. So in a couple of years, those 300 city-owned buildings will have access to free Wi-Fi in 2 years. Like I said, we demand that ConnectTO to be publicly owned. We don't want big corporations, telecommunication companies, to take that public resources and infrastructure and ensure that access to internet is publicly funded, especially for low and moderate income communities. Another campaign that we've been working is also for years, and we've been making steady wins over the years, is the Healthy Homes campaign. Something that we've been working for the last 2 weeks. We're talking to city councilors to ensure that we get this healthy homes program going, so we can live in places where our health and our well-being is not compromised because of the lack of maintenance, lack of pest control, and fire safety issues that happens all
Dear
over the
friends
city
and
with
colleagues,
many irresponsible landlords. So Acorn won an apartment inspection program called Rent Safe in 2017. We had demanded a program similar to Dine Safe with color-coded signs. The program would charge bad landlords for not doing repairs, proactively inspecting buildings, and landlords who have a tenant engagement, so tenants are aware of their rights. Rent safe bylaws are still not being properly enforced or implemented. So many of the rent safe program has already been adopted, but the problem is in implementation, and that's what we need to work. We are working with city councilors to schedule a vote on March 2022, that is next month, to push for a major improvement to the program and to move towards licensing landlords. Acorn members are keeping the pressure on with actions and media attention. We have a big virtual town hall meeting last week with 100 people and 3 city councilors. We have action at City Hall that happened a couple of days ago. Many of us who are here in the meeting tonight, we were all outside City Hall a couple of days ago demanding city councilors. City councilors joined with us, and we are having members filling out tenant surveys to generate report to show city council the problems in apartments. We are also fighting for an increase to the number of property inspectors. So to get this healthy homes program, we need to increase the number of bylaw officers so they can do the inspections, right? And to get more funding into the rent safe budget. So that's going to happen on March 2022. And if anyone is facing repair issues or having trouble getting their landlord or the city to deal with repairs and maintenance, you can bring that up. We are meeting with Christine Wontam, our city councilor, for World 15 next week. We're going to talk about it. And if anyone is interested in joining, please write it down. It's going to be next week, meeting with Christine Wontam, our city councilor. I'm going to pass this now to Abdullah. He will speak about provincial election and more. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alejandro. Yes, as I'm sure you're well aware, there's a provincial election coming up this year. Acorn members are coming up with provincial platform demands for the upcoming election. And most of this is focused on housing. As you can obviously tell, we're very concerned about housing. ODSP, which is Disability Ontario Works, predatory lending, childcare, and living wage, and paid sick days per year. So, again, the last one, very relevant, especially now with COVID. We want to make these provincially mandated things and hold politicians to account if they don't hold up their end of the bargain. And this year, we're going to be organizing monthly actions on provincial issues. We'll have more about this soon. Much for being here, and we're so pleased to have you because Acorn's only as strong as the people involved, and the more people that we have, the more power we have to fight.
Abdullah, we are losing you. You're being cut off, Abdullah. We didn't hear you. We didn't hear I didn't hear the last part. I don't know about the others. Did you hear?
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
I got disconnected. It's a good thing you didn't hear what happened after I got disconnected because it was not. It wasn't very family friendly. But anyway, Yeah, so we are only as strong as our members, and which is why we really appreciate you. We're funded by members.
I am losing Abdullah, so I think.
Can I take it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys are hearing me.
Hello.
So we're talking about joining a membership, right? So Acorn, it's funded by members like you and I and many others on the call that pitch in dues every month. So we can afford flyers, action supplies, our website, this meeting software. So if anyone wants to join Acorn tonight, please feel free to stay on the Zoom after the meeting for 10 minutes and speak with Andrew so he can get you involved in this. Acorn has done an incredible work and really helping tenants to address the issues that we are facing. So certainly, Rama, if you want to bring the Acorn convention for 2022.
Okay, so before that, I want everybody to know about an event that we are going to have online on February 12. I think it's Saturday at 12 p.m. which is noontime. We have the year beginning meeting or celebration, which means that we are all going to gather together at that time and online and celebrate all the achievements that Acorn has had during the past year. We are going to discuss it. There would be people who are going to talk about it, and Acorn members can be in touch with each other on that meeting, online, with chat and anything. So I would invite everybody to take part in this meeting. You have to register before taking part in the meeting, and you can do it on Acorn website. So I repeat, February 12 at noontime, and we will be happy to see all of you there. And now about Acorn Convention, which is the largest Acorn gathering that we have every 2 years. And the next convention is on June 18 to 20th, and it's in Montreal. So as I said, every 2 years, people from Acorn from all over the country gather together to learn about the ways to promote the interest of low-income people and moderate-income people, and to know each other and to learn from the experiences of other members from other parts of the country. It's a very good meeting. I have taken part in one of them. You learn a lot. So you will learn new skills, meet other members, and we also celebrate our victories. We have, during this meeting, we have workshops, guest speakers, a big action day or door knocking day, and a gala reception dinner. And our 2019 convention was in Hamilton. We took on a giant developer that was renovating tenants, and I took part in that action. It was very good. It was a big action. So if people want to come, let Andrew know about it, and we are booking seats now. And to start booking, $75 deposit is necessary, and it guarantees you a spot on the bus, because we go with bus from Toronto and other cities, of course, to Montreal. So please get in touch with Andrew and reserve your place. So thank you very much, everybody that took part in the meeting tonight. I am happy to see our new members. And I see Dan has his hand up. Go ahead, Dan, please.
Real quick, so my partner and I can come together on this trip to Montreal, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll be signing up for it. Make sure you keep me in the loop, please. I want to come.
Okay, please get in touch with Andrew.
We haven't been out of the city in 15 years.
Oh, that would be great. So You will be there, you will take part in the meetings, you will
And
see.
I never been in
Can
Montreal.
I just say one thing?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was at the Hamilton meeting too, and yes, it's a very good thing to do. This, these trips, it accomplishes a lot, and I just want to ask Andrew to give me a call in about 10 minutes or so when he has a chance about how much I owe. But I recommend this trip.
Yeah, I also recommend the trip because honestly, I have very good memories from the action, the meetings, the friends that I found there, the gala dinner, seeing the city, going with bus to there and coming back. Everything is it's fun. Okay, Dan.
I'm sorry, what's the founder's name of Acorn? Remember we did the last year, we actually had him online, right? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Wade Rat.
Yeah. Is he going to be there or do a video chat at least?
Wade usually comes to convention. Some people drive up from the States. Tony Orr has driven up from Arkansas a few times. Beth, Wade's partner, normally comes.
Yeah. Well, I hold him up as an example of my other groups on what can be achieved, right? It sounds like a lot of fun. Make sure you keep me in.
Some folks might from Acorn UK may come. We'll see. Acorn France. We'll see. So
sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah, don't miss it. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. So if anybody wants
Call me, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew is going to. So see you for the next meeting. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Good night.